Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I want to talk about RoboCop Rogue City. First and foremost because I'm a longtime fan of this iconic character, and also because I have something to correct regarding this game. Now, while there have been RoboCop games, there weren't really that many, and from these even less were worth the time and effort. My personal favorites, besides RoboCop vs. Terminator, were RoboCop for the OG Game Boy and RoboCop 3 for Sega. Yes, I know, they might seem like crap nowadays, but for a guy like me in his teens, back then, these games were awesome. Overall, RoboCop may be considered severely neglected when it comes to games. Enter Mortal Kombat. My eyes popped out of their sockets, and to see him being thrown into the mix with other pop culture and icons from my youth like Terminator and Rambo, my mind was blown away. Man, oh man, the fan service on that one had me spoiled like a spoiled brat. That brings us to Rogue City. When I first heard about it, I was hyped to the moon. And then the news broke that it was going to be a first-person shooter. I let out a deep sigh. Yes, no disrespect to all the first-person shooters and their fans out there, but I myself, I'm not into first-person shooters. Nope, not by a long shot, pun intended. To me, they're way too hectic, stressful, and hence obstruct the immersiveness for me. Now, I can understand, though, that with fans of the genre, it's likely the complete opposite, but with me, they don't really resonate. What's not to say that I hate the first person perspective. No, not at all. I actually have really come to like and appreciate the first person perspective immensely, and that by way of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And I wouldn't want to get rid of it at all at this point. Re-enter Rogue City. And here's what I only recently really came to find out about the game. That while it being a first-person shooter, it's one with a twist. The twist here is that instead of dodging the tons of bullets being frantically fired at you as if being a target at a gun range at peak hour, here it's of no relevance to dodge these bullets because you're the walking, talking equivalent of a tank. Now, does this mean these bullets are of no concern anymore at all? No, but far less than it be the case with a regular shooter. In a regular shooter, it all comes to being fast, agile, and dodging as many bullets as you can while simultaneously trying to do max damage to the opposition yourself. For people like me, for example, it's way too hectic, stressful, and therefore far from immersive. Rather far from an immersive, rather even very unpleasant experience. Not what I understand by having a good time at all. Now, in Rogue City, however, it's the complete opposite because as RoboCop, you're not fast nor agile, hence not able to dodge quickly. Therefore, you're built as a tank to compensate for this. Now, does this all of a sudden make you invincible and the bullets completely irrelevant? No, but this feature makes it so you can take a lot of damage. On top of that, you're equipped with heavy weaponry and cyborg features like enhanced strength, responsiveness, and your visor to cope with the nonetheless waves upon waves of enemies. And it's precisely herein that this twist lies, that makes this not a regular first-person shooter, but rather a full-fledged RoboCop simulator, hence the ultimate RoboCop experience. To me, it will remain regrettable there not being a third-person mode, but it must also be said that this does not make the game less enjoyable. On the contrary, credits due where credits due, and that's something I still had to correct regarding Rogue City. So hereby I consider this matter as settled. Now, aside from the first-person perspective matter, the game has a lot more going for it, which easily makes this the best RoboCop game to date, not in the least of which being Peter Weller reprising his iconic role as RoboCop. The game being more of a single to double A instead of triple A game contributes to and fits with the 80s B-movie vibe of the films. There's also an incredible eye for detail, whether it's using your visor, breaking through walls, being able to throw enemies, vehicles, environmental objects, etc. The nitty-gritty filled with neon, dirty 80s cyberpunk Detroit City feel, and or the Easter eggs. It's clearly obvious that this game is made by fans for fans. Being it's also a follow-up to RoboCop 2, it's basically an interactive movie game. So yeah, it's basically being an interactive movie game where you play as the main character, RoboCop. It being a sequel to RoboCop 2 and the tons of fan service. I'm game. What about you? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for sticking with me until the end. Take care, and until next time.